Here are the bleeding hearts that come in here and tell us that they're concerned about what is happening to the flying public of Australia.
The government should now cancel the two-airline agreement and allow more operators onto our air routes.
For around 50 years, a two-airlines policy kept all but two competitors out of major Australian flight routes, a duopoly designed to ensure air services across the country could be delivered profitably.
When you want to fly, come fly the friendly way.
The duopoly between the government-owned TAA and privately owned Ansett Airlines founded in the 1990s with industry deregulation.
Tonight, Ansett is dead again.
A decade later, facing a range of cost problems and under the weight of competitive pressure from Qantas and fledgling airlines like Virgin Blue, Ansett subsequently collapsed in 2002.
A lot of the pilots that are now flying at various airlines within Australia, including Virgin, do have experience at Ansett, and they would be thinking, oh no, not this again.
Fast forward another 18 years, and amid the economic shock of the coronavirus, the Morrison government faces the same question as the Menzies government in the 1950s. Is it prepared to allow a domestic aviation monopoly?
When Ansett collapsed, Qantas really dominated every domestic route. It wasn't a lot of fun for the airports and the local communities because they had to deal essentially with one carrier. Having successfully started life as budget carrier Virgin Blue, Virgin Australia changed its market pitch to try to capture some of the lucrative business travel market from Qantas. It was a move which saddled the airline with big debts and provoked a series of ferocious price wars with Qantas. Passengers were the winners.
When Virgin entered the market, average airfares decreased sharply.
Despite attempts to cut costs and debt, Virgin has been hit much harder by the shock of the coronavirus lockdown than Qantas. On Tuesday, it announced a second trading halt on the stock exchange as it sought help from the federal government. But the government has been taking a hard line.
We haven't been picking any winners or picking any favourites here. What we've been doing is ensuring we're getting sector-wide support.
Virgin has asked for a $1.4 billion loan from the government, or at least a government guarantee on some of its borrowings. Despite tough language about Virgin, the government has already announced handouts to regional airlines, offering cash grants rather than loans to the smaller operators.
You could not live in parts of regional Australia without regional airlines, and so we're kind of different in that sense.
Regional Express Deputy Chairman John Sharp has seen all this before as a Transport Minister in the Howard government.
It wouldn't be the end of the world if Virgin went under because somebody would come in and fill the space, as was what happened after the collapse of Ansett when Virgin rose out of the ashes of the Ansett collapse, as did Rex, SkyWest.
The idea that a new airline will just step in if Virgin isn't able to continue and take up that position is frankly a fantasy.
It's unrealistic to suggest that a new entrant will swoop into the market. It takes many years for any airline to build up the capacity. We'll be looking at 3 to 5 years at a minimum.
The options for the government are to take a shareholding in Virgin, which it has rejected, or to offer it some assistance with its borrowings, which it also rejects if it is company specific. Of course, it could also just do what it has done for regional airlines and offer cash grants to the big carriers. It's understood most of Virgin's shareholders, which include Singapore Airlines and Etihad, have politely turned down the opportunity to increase their share, facing their own problems at home. Virgin is now looking around for other potential Australian investors. There's a lot riding on the outcome, not just for 10,000 Virgin staff, but all the associated businesses and a tourism sector and paying public that has benefited from increased competition in recent decades.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.